Params. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, where, yeah, I'm still absolutely terrible at getting things out in roughly the time frames that I want to get them out. Still working on the ZBots videos that I've been working on for a while. No point in me trying to, be secret and clever about it. I already did a collaborative video over on Zachamus Prime's channel where we just looked at all of them that I had. So go check that video out on his channel. Eventually I'm going to do more in-depth videos on the different ZBot packs and stuff over here. And the promised just say the name of every ZBot mini-Z in the line. But for now, I want to go ahead and take a while to prattle on about the Loreweaver Game Master screen. This is a product that was on Kickstarter last summer. I backed it, and I am now doing a video on it now that I have it in hand. This is not, a sponsored anything. I didn't even reach out about the fact I was going to do this. I'm just doing this. So, this is as unbiased as possible. This is a product that's about to be getting sold regularly, and I want to take a bit of time to talk about it because I really, really like it. Want to get the word out in what silly little ways I can. Because if I like things, I like them to stick around. First thing to go over is actually just the box that it came in. It's a little hard to show because of how large it is, and my area is kind of small, but this is actually it's a pretty high quality, nice, solid cardboard box here. It's styled to look like a book, which is always fun. Gold lettering all over it. Got a quote from Tolkien here on the back. My box did get a little bit banged up in shipping. That's much more on the post office than it is on the people who made this. There was quite a bit of padding and stuff on this thing in the box. The only reason this showed up banged up is that the post office just doesn't even try. As you saw, the website's down there. The box itself is even magnetic, so it holds closed pretty well. I have taken everything out of the box for ease of doing this video. First thing to go over is going to be the screen itself. And I love this thing so much. I did opt for the landscape gray. This came in a couple different colors. You can get either landscape like this or portrait mode where it's, tall and vertical. Vegan leather, because they do all of this laser engraving on it, and they say that the vegan leather takes the engraving better. They do custom engravings and stuff. I'm too cheap for that, so this is the standard engraving. That's just the company logo, and then the front of mine is it's blank. It's got a twin ring leather strap to hold it closed. I don't really know how these work, to be honest. I've never messed with these, so that's why it's just sitting here open. But let's go ahead and open it up here. And unfortunately, it's going to just kind of become the backdrop at this stage, but that is A, unavoidable, and B, let's show all the cool stuff about what this does. So, there are several strips going through this. I'm guessing of just, steel or something magnetic. And all of the different components for this screen are also magnetic. This is one of the initiative trackers. They are double-sided and dry erase. And you can easily just pop them on there. If for whatever reason you want it on the other side of the screen, the back side is just as magnetic as the front. Or, I mean, that's accurate, actually. Whether you consider the part that Dungeon Master looks at, the front or the back, is up to you. I've actually heard people call it both ways, but yeah, you get, or you can get, I'll say, packs of these. They come in sets of 6, from what I can tell. like, the main sale page isn't up, so I don't know exactly how this is all going to iron out. But you get these, put all your character names on them, and, you know, write down your monster names or whatever. Conveniently, they do even send you 2 dry erase markers with this set. At least, again, at least the Kickstarters, we got these. I don't know if this is a standard thing. I will say, though, this is the greatest dry erase marker I've ever seen. I've never seen a dry erase marker be that fine of a tip. It's so great, so you can even get up here and, you know, write the character's name, put their, you know, AC and HP and stuff. You know, just write all that on there if you want. As much or as little info, obviously. They even threw in this little eraser, so when you're done with it, just, you know, do that. Hey, look, we killed Bob. Yay. So, these are already really nice. I did opt to get like 2 packs of these, so I've got like 12 of these things. I can basically make a wall across the whole backside. I like big combat encounters when possible. They also have these little dry erasable character sheets. So you've got, you know, your spells, you've got some inventory space, you've got, you know, your main stats and everything. Like, they're clearly going for Dungeons and Dragons here, but obviously, you know, you can put whatever you want back here. But D&D is, like, obviously still the main thing that's out there right now, so you can get, you know, a bunch of these. And then to actually use these things, they've got these little D20 laser engraved wooden magnets. So you can go around here and, you know, just pop things on as you need. Obviously, you are going to be a little limited by, like, you know, where the magnets are. Seems to be, you know, a couple different strip zones going through this for where stuff sticks. So, you know, it's not like the whole thing's magnetic. That would have been cool, but I think it also would have made this thing, like, way too heavy to be, like, reasonably usable. So, you've got those. Obviously, you can use these magnets to stick anything you want on them. One thing I know I'll be doing is, again, because you can stick stuff on either side, I'll actually grab, like, some pictures or cards of the monsters that are being fought and just snap them to the other side so the players can see what's going on. You can even, like, snap the cards up here so you've got, like, the stats on the back side where you can still see them. And the players actually see, like, which monster is which initiative or something. Another optional piece here is going to be just a big dry erase board that goes on here. This is made for either version of the screen, so this works on the portrait or the landscape. So you just make sure you've got the magnets going whichever way you need, and there you go. Just big blank spot for writing whatever you need to. Even on the landscape one, I can still use the thing in portrait. You know, it will still hold on there just fine. They did think about how the magnets line up on this thing, which is really nice. It is just a, like, thick, heavy cardboard. Kind of would have been cool if it had been plastic or something, but it works. It works fine. You know, I'm not gonna be an idiot and, like, try to fold it in half or something. And if something does happen, shouldn't be too expensive to replace. And then you get to the really, really cool things here. These are the cliffhanger shelves. So you actually just fold these up, and then you've got a shelf you can stick on the back side of your screen. And these are so much more useful than you would think, because obviously, you know, you can keep your dry erase stuff on them. You can keep minis on them or just anything you need, quick access to. I plan on actually, when I can, going back and buying a few, like 2 more of these shelves even, so I can get and have some up top where I use my speakers that go to my tablet playing, ambient noises and garbage. But these are, it's all pretty simple and straightforward, but I love the way that this system is designed and works out. Next thing you've got is your dice tower. And interestingly enough, the dice tower is a little different than they showed on their Kickstarter video in an improved way. They added this extra flap back here that we'll get to in a second. But to get this thing going, just fold this piece up. It'll rest right there. Fold it over. There you go. You've got a dice tower. Fold this up. And already this thing is completely, free, mounted to the screen. That's the word I'm looking for. But then you get this extra piece that just folds over. And you've got a second magnetic grip there. So now it's mounted in more than one way. And they even sell dice trays to go with it. I opted for an upside down Kraken here. The only complaint that I would say I have is it's a little lame that everything else, this whole setup they do is magnet based, and then the trays are snaps. Simply because once you get, your tray all snapped up, the walls don't sit vertical, as well as you've got these extra bits hanging out on the edges. So you can't really, bump this up just a tiny bit. You can't put your dice tray up flush against the edge or, tuck it over in the corner, which is where I actually use my dice tray in this thing. I that's my only negative. The tray should have also been magnetic. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, obviously, I do have, a magnetic dice tray from the, I swear, you put this thing in front of the camera, that's when you find out how linty it is. It looks perfectly clean before you pull out the camera. But, I've got a magnetic, vertical wall, right angles dice tray from Forged. They even make smaller trays than this. So if you want something more this size, obviously, there are ways to get a magnetic dice tray that will butt up in this. Okay, before I forget, in all my other ramblings, I forgot to actually show. Obviously, you just have the one little lip right here, so some people are like, well, it's not rolling the dice back and forth a whole lot. It doesn't matter. They roll through just fine. They actually get a little bit of a bounce because of the way this thing's set up, so yeah, perfectly functional dice tower. So, there you go. But overall, this whole setup is still really, really fun. I haven't gotten to put this on a specific, pull it out and game with it yet. But just in my spare time, I have already taken this thing and just been messing with it. There are so many ways you can set this up. Just these parts right here. Forget anything else that attaches to this. Just these parts. I have so many options on how I want things laid out, where I want things positioned. It keeps things from traveling around the table, since obviously I'm, sticking things directly to it and leaving them on there. They do give you really good, strong magnets. So, I've got technically 4, technically 8 of these cards. That one magnet, it's not holding them all up, since obviously they're slick, but it's still keeping them, from just falling out on the table. That's that's pretty stinking good, you know? So there's a lot of good about this thing. I'm really excited to see, like, down the road if they add more parts you can get for it. Again, I'm definitely going to be getting 2 more shelves when I'm able to do that. I will put whatever relevant links I can find in the description for anyone who wants to go check this out. Right now, it seems like they have pre-orders up for, like, the main release on their Kickstarter page, so that will be linked when this video goes live. I'll try to remember to keep updating things. Again, this was not a paid, this was not an asked for, this was, I bought thing, I like thing, me tell people about thing. So, if you like this thing, go check for links in the description and pinned comment, and go get yourself thing. And with all that rambling out of the way, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.